Greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare, Wiki, World University and School, News and Question and Answer, weekly business meeting on Monday, July 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm standing on Skyline Drive above Berkeley with potentially a view of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco behind me, but there's fog, so perhaps it'll clear by the end of the World University and School news and question and answer in a few minutes. So news and question and answer for today. First, a little news as of this morning. Redwanul Haq, originally from Pakistan, whom I met in Palo Alto at a Stanford Law School UNAI for Good conference in April of 2025, just emailed this morning after I sent out World University and Schools news and question and answer weekly business meeting email yesterday afternoon, inquiring about a full fund scholarship for a master's or a PhD degree. And this is exciting. We had talked in April of 2025 about his interest in a possible law degree, and that World University and School isn't accredited yet, and that we would potentially follow a similar path as other American universities where students would apply for our degrees. But our degrees would be free to students and from home. And I emailed him back, and also Mahdi Hassan, who's in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Redwanul Haq is from a town, I think, outside of Dhaka, Bangladesh, and said some of these things that were not accredited yet, and that the application process would be similar to other American universities, as we had talked about in April, and that also asked him what courses he would want to take from MIT OpenCourseWare courses. And especially since MIT MIT doesn't have a law school, so there are no MIT OpenCourseWare law courses, for example. And I also mentioned World University and School having started the Bangladesh World University and School in the Bangla language, in the Bengali language, one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. And might he be interested in studying for a free to students master's or PhD degree in the Bengali language, in Bangla, and either from the United States or from Bangladesh, for example, or another country. And haven't heard back from him yet, but he continues to express his interest in a master's or a PhD degree program. And World University and School would like to make this possible, at least for applications, and wonder how we could proceed. So perhaps Mahdi Hassan in Dhaka, Bangladesh, who helped build the Bangladesh World University and School in Bangla, might be able to help. Perhaps he knows, for example, of people in Bangladesh who might be interested in masters or PhDs that are MIT OpenCourseWare centric at World University and School in the Bangla language, for example. And perhaps Mahdi Hassan with Redwanul Haq could help build out the website and the program for free PhDs or masters for Bangladeshi um, Bangla speakers from home in Bangladesh with MIT OpenCourseWare translated into the Bangla language. So stay tuned. That's the first item of news as of this morning. Uh, the second item is the CS First with Google Scratch programming course website has been quote unquote turned down. And with its accreditation oriented, computer science standards course structure. So with it, I think students, we would know, for example, that students had done the work in an interesting way, but it's been turned down. And for many years now, at the top of World University and Schools Twitter feeds for at WORLD, UNIVANDSCH, and at our languages wiki, our languages Twitter feed at SGKMACLEOD. I've posted that taking this course, CS First with Google, is a way to matriculate into free for students World University and School degrees. I think CS First with Google was in a couple of languages. I'm not sure exactly how many. And in that it's been turned down, it sounds like it could be turned up again as well. And it's also for something like fourth through eighth graders. So it's not necessarily appropriate for the last years of high school at World University and School with a proposed IB high school diploma or similar in all 200 countries and in their main languages, or for college students. But it still would be a great introduction and could be and is a great introduction to programming. And with the drag and drop visual block programming language of Scratch. And it's also the Scratch programming language is interoperable with Lego robotics kits, such as the Spike Prime Lego robotics kit. And that would be a way to play into World University and School. So students could go through the CS First with Google Scratch programming course and play with these visual programming blocks for programming with by dragging and dropping block programming blocks. And they could also do it potentially with the Lego Spike Prime tutorial. So playing it with in maybe two ways, with the Scratch programming language course and with a Lego Spike Prime robotics kit tutorial. This is something that World University and School will seek to further develop with in fun ways, in playful ways. The turned down CS First with Google Scratch programming course has been takes one now to a Google webpage that explains that it's been turned down and suggests another Scratch course from Raspberry Pi that would be something people could play with if they were interested in learning the Scratch programming language and no longer could access the CS First with Google Scratch programming course. So lastly, as a new news item, which has to do with a curious coding on the top of my smartphone screen for probably more than 2 years now, Google Play services. After a Google Pixel 6a smartphone Android OS update yesterday, it's now possible to remove this, quote, Google Play services, end quote, sign in button on the top of my smartphone, which it wasn't possible to do for the past probably more than 2 years. And I wonder what implications this has, that it's now removable and not there as kind of a sore thumb or something for World University and School growing a worldwide abolition movement to abolish the wrongful buying and selling of people in the illegal sex, drugs, violence, uh, car theft, etc. In industries, and with their latent networks of violence, for example. What has developed, for example, at Google, and maybe with legal processes, maybe in all 200 countries, with this now it being possible to remove this Google Play Services button from top of my smartphone. I curious about this as World University and School further continues to grow a worldwide abolition movement. And as we seek to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each Wikidata PIN number from you at World University, and potentially to facilitate free universal education, wiki teaching, wiki learning, people to people in all 200 countries and in their main languages and in all 7,159 known living languages, and also free or to end poverty worldwide, potentially by distributing something like Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency to many of all 7.9 billion people on the planet, with something like UBI experiments or similar. It might include distributing smartphones and free education and internet access and electricity, especially in the poorest countries, maybe to 1 billion of the 8 billion people on the planet, the poorest billion. Stay tuned. So greetings from MIT OpenCourseware Centric, Wiki, Grow with Google WUAS, World University and School. Again, World University and School's monthly business meeting is becoming WUS Weekly Business Meeting, WUS News and Question and Answer on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, as you may have read or heard about on Saturday, June 21st, 2025. And as a friendly, unprogrammed Quaker, non-theist friend, non-theist Quaker, leading or calling to create free universal education with free to students, MIT OCW-centric World University and School WUS degrees in all 200 countries and in their main languages, and free wiki schools for people to people with wiki teaching and learning, 1,159 known living languages. WUS monthly business meeting, which is met on third Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time until now, is becoming WS Weekly Business Meeting. And on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And this friendly business meeting, loosely in the manner of unprogrammed Quakers, is what is guiding free MIT OpenCourseware centric World University and School, WUS, in so many ways. So moving to today's agenda items, but first, so free MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School is growing and growing with Grow with Google WUAS for free to students online degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school, similar, AAAS, 2 years of undergraduate studying, and master's degrees, first in English, then in each of all 200 countries and in their main languages. And see Peter Norvig's incredible Toolify AI WUAS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, at World University in School on the Toolify AI website, updated March 2nd, 2024. So WUS is looking forward also, and with regard to last week's WS News and Question and Answer weekly business meeting on June 30th, 2025, WS is looking forward to hearing back with time or in time from the AGI Accelerator, Artificial General Intelligence Accelerator, at the AGI House, Generative Intelligence House in Hillsborough, California, on the San Francisco Peninsula. And this is, I think, partly to bring together people to help think through and create artificial general intelligence. So WS is looking forward to hearing back with time from the AGI Accelerator. And thanks to Stanford Law Codex Director Roland Vogel in some of these regards. And see below, too, the Candid GuideStar, affiliated with the IRS, Internal Revenue Service in the USA. And regarding WUS seeking to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet at World University, and to both end poverty and create free universal education in all 200 countries with major universities in those countries' languages, and for speakers of all 7.9 billion people. So this Candid GuideStar website is a way, GuideStar has been a way to let people know and let organizations get access to data about one's 501c3 tax-exempt organization up to this point. And Candid started, I guess, working with GuideStar or managing GuideStar a year or 2, 3 years ago. And World University in School is particularly interested in GuideStar's new upcoming platform and website with regard to both of our wings, the 501c3 or similar World University and School wing, and the second wing, our for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, the WUS Press, WUS Corporation wing. So more about this soon. All the best, abolitionally friendly greetings, Scott. And the recording of today's WUS News and Question and Answer, WUS Weekly business meeting will be posted to youtube.com/at Scott McLeod World University. So agenda item 0, check out the recording from last week's WUS weekly business meeting from June 30th, 2025. And at the Nilgai Bocephalus trigocamelus. Nilgai is a species of bovine in India. Potentially easy to remember with these species in World University and Schools titles of our weekly business meeting or our WS News and Question and Answer. So there was a focus on George Church's video interview with Dwarkesh Patel, and titled, one of which was titled "A Billion Years of Evolution in a Single Afternoon," and also a focus on AGI Accelerator and AGI House. Agenda item 0A is check out George Church's hour-and-a-half video interview with Dwarkesh Patel from June of 2025. fascinating and many implications for World University and School, friendly, informed, and yoga WUAS as well. There were two short video YouTubes made from this hour-and-a-half video. One was called A Cure for Aging by 2050, and the other is The Truth About De-Extinction, George Church. So A Cure for Aging by 2050 might give a specific date that even the US federal government might be able to begin, for example, to plan for, and with even electronic health records and even avatar agent electronic health records. That's about 25 years from now. And it would, as George Church observes in the video, most people watching that video will be around in 25 years. It's an interesting question. If we are able to live beyond, say, 122 years of age, thanks to aging reversal and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies, and FDA approved, how we'll manage these questions with a population of 8 billion people on the planet. So some quotes from this fascinating video interview. 8 billion of us that have missed the germline opportunity is one. And how do you spot talent? Dwarkesh Patel asked George Church regarding the George Church Laboratory at the Harvard Medical School. And George said in three ways. One, talent in his lab is self-selecting. His lab also seeks nice people, and they also look for multidisciplinarity in, I think, geneticists, cellular biologists, molecular biologists, and similar. And he also mentions at the close, almost perfect health is possible, potentially with genetic drug therapies, it would seem. Fascinating. And see the blog post beginning, Pucci pictus. It's a caterpillar, it's a grasshopper, in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogs.com, for more about this in June of 2025. Agenda item 1. So a couple of Twitter posts regarding looking forward to when GuideStar, affiliated with the IRS, builds its new hashtag data platform. And check out World University and School's GuideStar profile in today's blog posts on both blogs to see more about World University and School and regarding at WUS Press. So 1A, Twitter post. How at World Univ and SCH with hashtag Candid GuideStar and the GuideStar page for World University and School, affiliated with IRS as it builds its new hashtag Candid data platform. How at World University and School to code for 7.9 billion people in 200 countries. So how, one, to code for 7.9 billion people in 200 countries. 2, to end poverty. And potentially with Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, which you can, Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, which you can get right now on your own smartphone. A couple of big trucks driving by, so I'm going to pause. On your own smartphone, Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, free money daily at mindpi.com/SGKMAC. And thirdly, how to create wiki free universal education. and regarding this Candid GuideStar and Candid Data Platform, and in World University and School, planning to code for 7.9 billion people. And related set of tweets, looking forward at World Univ and SCH, which is like CC4, hashtag MIT OCW OpenCourseWare with Wikipedia, aka World Univ and SCH, in Canyon, California, and where contributions are tax deductible, with information about this as of June 2025. Two, when GuideStar affiliated with the IRS builds its new data platform, and regarding the WUAS Press. So GuideStar seems like it will be helpful for World University and School regarding our two wings, and how we'll navigate those. On this first wing, which the first 8 agenda items are about today, this is a nonprofit 501c3 similar wing that seeks to possibly hire as many as 750,000 people in all 200 countries and among speakers of all 7,159 known living languages, and maintain its nonprofit status as a 501c3. And regarding also the second wing, the WUS Press, which is also the WUS Corporation, again, a for-profit general stock company legal entity in California, and where we might seek to list on the Silicon as a stock company in California, on the Silicon Valley Long-Term Stock Exchange, even on the Dow Jones or NASDAQ, and maybe even multi-list in many of 200 countries' stock exchanges, and potentially with our partnering email letter with Stanford MindPi Cryptocurrency, and seeking to code for 7.9 billion people on the planet, and create physical digital WUS educational services stores, bookstores, computer stores, robotics stores, grocery stores, hospital, technology, distribution centers in all 200 countries and in their main languages, both physical and digital WUS educational services stores. So these two wings will work together, and maybe it will be through Candid GuideStar affiliated with the IRS, and as we code for 7.9 billion people on both wings, that these wings will work together in new ways, and with the help of IT and regarding the federal government, the US federal government, for example, and Candid GuideStar affiliated with the IRS. Agenda item 2, how to interoperate MIT OCW translated courses, currently in about 5 or 7 languages, at World Univ and SCH, at WUS Press, and in that we're in a Grow with Google WS program. And regarding this website, openCW.aprende.org/courses translated dash courses, centric World University in School, and with, quote, the state, end quote. The state being the US federal government, all 50 states in the US governments, all 200 nation states governments, the state being an abstract entity for governmental processes that World University and School seeks to engage, possibly through all 200 countries' departments of education, but also maybe through their central banks too, regarding World University and School WS seeking to distribute Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, free money daily to end poverty. and how to interoperate MIT OCW translated courses at World University and School of WS Press with the state and with our own WUAS artificial general intelligence and in 7,159 living languages. 2A, similarly. 2B, so how to do so, particularly with the hashtag US federal government, hashtag US states, hashtag nation states governments, beyond World University in School, which see, for example, regarding World University in School, Peter Norvig's incredible Tulify AIWUS article, updated March 2nd, 2024, titled Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI. And see the blog post also in my blog, scott-mcleod.blogspot.com, from July of 2025, beginning surf scoter, a bird species in California. And further in these regards, regarding MIT OCW translated courses, I asked Gemini, a conversational generative artificial intelligence, AI, about MIT OpenCourseWare translated courses, and it gave a very helpful response with regard to who translated MIT OCW into Turkish and into traditional Chinese and into Korean and into Spanish and similar. And also item 2D, Gemini in classroom with Google Vids, videos, and how World University and School in Google Classroom and Google for Education will seek to build with video as well. And that seems to be a key focus for Google for Education presently for learning. And that's also in the Surf Scoter blog post. Agenda item 3. When will Toyota humanoid robots enter daily use in Japan? And I found an article, this is a question I asked in Google search, and I found an article that Toyota is titled Toyota to Open World's First Robot City later this year, and other technology news you need to know at webforum.org. Interesting article. Fascinating to see that Google, that Toyota Robot City will emerge at the base of Mount Fuji near Tokyo. And I think it will include engineers on the one hand and weavers on the other hand, who may be living among these robots, who are possibly weaving it all together as humanoid robots develop in this Toyota Robot City. So agenda item 3A, a question in these regards. Set of tweets. When will hashtag Toyota humanoid robots enter daily use in Japan? Toyota to open world's first hashtag robot city later this year. In an article from June 18th, 2025. And how could World Uni and SCH and hashtag WUS students with hashtag WUS home robotics help in a hashtag realistic virtual earth for robotics, where Peter Norvig's Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI article mentions, for the first time other than by World University and School, a realistic virtual earth. And this is more information in these regards in the Allium Flowers blog post from July 4th, 2025 in scott-mcleod.blogspot.com. Agenda item 3B, Uh, how could World Univ and SCH bring virtual hashtag humanoid robots into daily life, both virtually with this world's first hashtag Toyota Robot City later this year, and in people's homes with WUS home robotics. So physically, in all 200 countries, main languages, with hashtag WUS Lego robotics to start. So could we build out a realistic virtual Earth for robotics, physical digital, with this Toyota Robot City that would make it possible for our WS students with Lego robotics to code with this robotic city, Toyota Robotic City, and for all the AI and machine learning that will be accessible on the virtual side of a simulation of a realistic virtual Earth of a Toyota Robot City. Um, Potentially, as I see it, the humanoid robots in the Toyota Robot City will be basically human size. But the AI and machine learning and large language models and artificial general intelligence will be potentially applicable to Lego Spike Prime robotics kits with the Scratch programming language even, and for learners in interesting ways. So our students, for example, would be able to build Lego robotics humanoid robots and at the same time interface with realistic virtual Earth for robotics, this Toyota Robot City for AI and machine learning, and similar on the virtual side. And check out more about this in the Allium Flowers as well blog post from July of 2025 in my blog. Agenda item 4, Adventures in AI, Explore, Question, Play, is an exhibit now at the Exploratorium in San Francisco from June 12th to September 14th, 2025. And this is, I met, for example, Harvard professor of education in the Graduate School of Education, Karen Brennan, at the Exploratorium, maybe in 2017 or similar. And an ad for this exhibit appeared on my iHeartRadio app for streaming music about a week ago. And it made me wonder how in creating a realistic virtual Earth for museums, how this AI exhibit for adventuring in AI, for exploring and questioning and play at the Exploratorium could become part of this realistic virtual Earth for museums, all museums ever in all 7,159 known living languages. So could you turn this realistic virtual Earth for museums into an AI exploratorium, in a sense, for students, for learners, and how? So a set of tweets in these regards. Great. Hashtags in Twitter and LinkedIn. Hashtag adventures in AI. Hashtag explore question play. Exhibit at the hashtag Exploratorium SF with the Exploratorium link for this at World Univ and SC at World University and School. Growing a realistic virtual Earth for museums all ever, and think Google Street View with Time Slider. With the actual link to the Exploratorium Museum from Google Maps, Google Street View, where we could potentially add pictures and video of this AI Adventures in AI exhibit. So to finish the Twitter post, how could we hashtag wiki ad and AI play in hashtag a realistic virtual exploratorium in Google Maps, in Google Street View, with all Google Maps and Google Street View's AI and machine learning that codes it too. And as we build out a realistic virtual Earth for museums and for learning, and this would be part of a realistic virtual Earth for history too, for example, and in one iterating realistic virtual Earth for everything. So 4B, similar, related, adventures in AI, great adventures in AI, explore, question, play, exhibit. In MIT OCW centric wiki world univ and SCH facilitating in a realistic virtual Earth for museums all ever, think Google Street View and Street with Time Slider, to which we can wiki add and via hashtag ethnowiki virtual world graphy. So ethnography is an interpretive practice of people. Wiki means fast in Hawaiian. Virtual world are new developments in IT, information technologies. Think Open Simulator, World of Warcraft, Second Life, the 3D group buildable virtual world, Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Maps 2. And further, in writing, chapter 10, in my upcoming book, Society, Information Technology, and the Global University, about a hashtag realistic virtual Earth, hashtag for museums, to be published at the WUS Press. How could this work further for you or I learning about and playing with AI in a virtual exploratorium? And for hashtag future research, WUAS. So if we can all add to a realistic virtual Earth, add our coding, add our AI and machine learning that we create in exploring, questioning, playing in a virtual exploratorium in a realistic virtual Earth for research, future research too. How will this emerge further at MIT OpenCourseware centric regarding adventures in AI at MIT OpenCourseware centric World University and School? So this is in a blog post beginning glossy IBIS from July of 2025. Agenda item 5. Here are Karen Brennan's 4 principles of learning as a constructivist, Harvard professor of education. And about a 3-minute video in these regards, interview with her. The 4 principles are personalizing, creating, sharing, reflecting. And this is part of her learning design thinking in the Harvard Graduate School of Education and as a constructivist. Check out the video. It's inspiring and fascinating. So this is in a blog post titled White-Throated Kingfisher, Halcyon Smyrnensis. And there's more about social constructivism, or regarding Karen Brennan being a constructivist, in contrast or possibly in opposition to behaviorist thinking, the other school of thinking regarding constructivism, which B.F. Skinner made so known at Harvard and around the world with schedules of reinforcement and operant conditioning, for example. How to explore these concepts of what constructivist thinking is compared to behaviorist thinking is in the field of education at World University and School are fascinating questions too. Constructivist thinking is different from social constructionism, another body of theory in the social sciences, in anthropology and sociology. There's a little bit about social constructionism also in this blog post regarding Karen Brennan's fascinating learning design, 4 principles: personalizing, creating, sharing, and also reflecting. Check out the video. Agenda item 6 are hashtag whole genome sequencing, hashtag WGS, whole genome sequencing, hashtag WGS, and hashtag genetic genealogy, and hashtag extreme longevity, and hashtag aging reversal, hashtag genetic drug therapies ahead, and in a realistic virtual earth for genomics. Set of tweets in these regards. Are these ahead? Both, or whole genome sequencing, so for genetic genealogy, and extreme longevity and aging reversal, and regarding genetic drug therapies ahead. In a realistic virtual earth for genomics, could we add our whole genome to as individuals to a realistic virtual earth for genomics? For example, in perhaps our avatar agent electronic health records, and at hashtag genomes, WUAS, and see a Nature article regarding some of this and the Y DNA chromosome, which is being used in genetic genealogy to trace male lines back. And how could a hashtag realistic virtual earth for genetics help? See the blog post, again, beginning white-throated kingfisher halcyon. Check it out. And the article from Nature begins, its title is "A Complete Human Genome Sequence is Close. How Scientists Filled in the Gaps. Researchers added 200 million DNA base pairs and 115 protein coding genes, but they've yet to entirely sequence the Y chromosome," by Sarah Reardon. Check these out. Check this article out. I think you might need access to a university library to read the whole Nature article if you were interested. And I also asked AI, artificial intelligence, in a Google search. So about whether whole genome sequencing for genetic genealogy and extreme longevity and aging reversal genetic drug therapies are ahead. And AI overview said yes, whole genome sequencing and genetic drug therapies related to aging reversal and extreme longevity are promising areas of research that are actively advancing with the potential for significant future breakthroughs. Here's why and what that entails. 1, whole genome sequencing and longevity research. And check out the blog post, Allium Flowers, beginning in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's July 2025 blog post. Agenda item 7. What's next for hashtag free to students, hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH for online hashtag WUS degrees from home? Potentially an hashtag AI and ML, hashtag IT platform, and potentially at Google Sites in English. And for example, because it's already made as a beginning website, with hashtag Bangladesh WUAS in the Bangla language. So how to build in AI and ML, and regarding Red Wannell's hacks question this morning as well to me about his interest in a free, fully funded WUAS master's or PhD degree program. In the blog post beginning Northern Shoveler Duck, it's scott-mccloud.blogspot.com in July of 2025. Agenda item 8, the next WS News and Question and Answer, WS weekly business meeting is next Monday, July 14th, 2025, Bastille Day in France and other countries. So the day seems to be clearing. I'm not sure if it's possible to see the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco behind me from where I'm sitting on Skyline Drive above Berkeley, but we'll check in a second. Moving to the other wing of World University and School, the WUAS Corporation, the WUS Press, the second of two WUAS wings, which is a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, and planning an academic press in 7,159 languages with machine learning. Agenda item A. So further envisioning for WUS and regarding home robotics, and also Ray donating to the Unitarian Universalist Church and Quaker Meeting a set of tweets. So next for free to students, hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki growth Google WUS World University and School for online WUS degrees from home in 200 countries. And hashtag realistic virtual earth. How and where to open first physical digital hashtag WUS educational services stores for at WS Press for outreach, and regarding as we become accredited for WUS accreditation. Could we open our WUS educational services stores possibly in Bangladesh early on and for outreach so that students could go into these physical WUS educational services stores and get Lego robotics kits, but think in terms of these WUS educational services stores in terms of Walmart, and both physical and digital, where Walmart is, but different from Walmart's digital presence, where Walmart's in 19 out of about 200 countries, and WS seeks to be in all 200 countries in the world with our WS educational services stores. So that leaves about 181 more countries, and in their languages. How could we build out our educational services stores at the WS Press, at the WS Corporation for outreach, and as we accredit? And this retweets a set of pictures, 6 pictures that I think Twitter compiled. And from about December of 2023 to January of 2024, when I tweeted this, and at World Univ and SCH, and regarding WS Lego robotics, and for free MIT OCW centric wiki free WS degrees at flagship hashtag physical digital large WS educational services stores in a recently closed Walmart, maybe 5 to 8 years ago, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Waterworks Mall. And also regarding donating to the Unitarian Universalist Church and Quaker Meeting. So the pictures include a Lego robot that I made from the Lego robotics kit We Do 2.0 of a caterpillar, and a picture of the Walmart with me holding a WUS sticker and $20 donation to anonymous donation to the Quaker meeting in Pittsburgh and the Unitarian Church in Pittsburgh, and the Scratch programming language on my computer that I used to make the caterpillar, and my naked carbon ethnography book in front of the Apple Computer Store on Walnut Street in Pittsburgh, and also the old Williams Sonoma store on Walnut Street in Pittsburgh, where Naked Carbon Ethnography is my first book, 2016, and potentially informs a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs that would interoperate with a realistic virtual Earth. And for these educational services stores, could we build out our first large WUS educational services store still in the closed Walmart 5 or 8 years ago in Pittsburgh, and for Lego robotics kits and more, and in seeking to do outreach for World University and School, in terms of finding students to matriculate at World University and School for free online degrees from home out of Pittsburgh. The closed Walmart store in Pittsburgh in the Waterworks Mall is pretty close to Shadyside Academy, which is the high school I went to, graduating in 1979. And there's a lot of potentially high achieving students at Shadyside Academy who might graduate and be interested in free online MIT OCW centric Grow with Google WS degrees from home in Pittsburgh, and might be able to get their Lego robotics kits, for example, at a new flagship World University and School Walmart, in the closed Walmart store in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Waterworks Mall, and as World University and School builds out our physical digital WS educational services stores for outreach. So stay tuned. That's the news and question and answer for WUS. I'm standing up now, and we can see, I think, San Francisco behind me. I can't quite see if the Golden Gate Bridge is visible in the video as I look into the Zoom video conference, but perhaps it is, and we'll check it out later. So I'll post the recording of this video to the current active YouTube channel for World University and School, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, as well as to the 2 blog posts for today, beginning Bar-Headed Goose, and also to the 2 main Twitter feeds, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH and Twitter x.com/WUAS press. And if you have questions or know of students who might be interested in free online WUS MIT OpenCourseware centric World University and School degrees, let me know. Until next Monday, July 14th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Have a good week. Come in conversation with World University and School, either in email or on social media platforms. I'll also post the recording of this to our main LinkedIn pages. Until next week, bye for now.